Generation 101. All right. In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about lead generation, and I'm going to give you a very easy email marketing tutorial. This is strictly for beginners. Okay. So you're going to want to watch this whole entire thing. Now, before we jump into this, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. And give me a thumbs up on this video if at any time I say something that blows your mind. Also, if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the comment section. So, this is actually going to be like a two-part thing. So on this video, I'm actually going to walk you through the mental part, things that you need to know about how email marketing works. Okay, and how lead generation works. And then the second video, which I will link to in the description, is going to be all about the visual. So I'm going to show you the process, what it looks like on the internet. Excuse me. So first and foremost, what is lead generation? What is email marketing if you're a beginner, right? So, lead generation and email marketing are two parts of the same coin, but essentially, this is the business model that everyone should be using in some form. Right now, you may not necessarily use email, you may not use, a certain email automated thing, but having a way to contact your leads is a 100% business, right? If you don't have a way to contact your leads, you don't have a business, in my opinion. You may have, for example, blogging, which is something that most people start out with. I started out with it. You can make money from blogging, and it can dry up because SEO is a moving target. And so you always want to have some type of a fundamental thing that no matter what happens, no matter whose algorithm changes or what websites die, you still own your business. So anyway, email marketing, right, is the second half of your business. Email marketing is the way that you automate emails to get people to who are your leads to warm up to buying your product and doing business with you. So for example, if you sell tires, right? And this is something that, AutoZone does and pretty much every tire shop does. And I'm just kind of saying tires out of an example. But if you were to be like a tire company and you sold tires, what you would do is typically speaking, you would just send out flyers and brochures and say, hey, we are doing a, buy one, get one half off sale, or, something like that. And these would maybe go to people's homes. So instead of it being email, you send it in regular mail, like snail mail. Some people actually are starting to move over to doing this instead of email, using Facebook Messenger or SMS text messaging. Right? So there's multiple ways of doing this, but essentially, email marketing as a whole is doing it through email and doing it in a sequence that allows your potential customer, to go from just really learning who you are as a brand and getting to know your company and what you are selling or teaching or what have you, to becoming a loyal follower, a loyal fan. And then eventually, the real goal is to get them to become kind of like your disciple. You want them to be spreading the word, right? Because your goal is not to just make a sale, your goal is to make repeat sales. And that's what email marketing should help you do. So now that you know what lead generation is, which is essentially just getting leads, right? Whenever somebody shows interest in a product, you get them as a lead. And then email marketing, which is you take that lead and you warm them up and make them want to buy from you. So after you do that, right, after you've gotten your email marketing and your lead generation set up, right, I'm going to actually walk you through, at this point, how you want to approach it mentally, right? So video 2 is actually going to show you what parts you need to have, and that's going to be what comes up next in the next video. But let's break down lead generation first. So lead generation is something where you're going to need a way to capture people's information. So that could be, you could literally do this without being online. You can, and this is how it used to be done when I was a kid, right? And probably, years and years and years ago, people would buy an ad and they say, send a self-addressed envelope, right, to this place. A stamped and self-addressed envelope to this place, right? And what that does is they get your information off of the envelope, and then they also send you something in your envelope. So they get your information, you get the thing that you're after, everybody gets what they want. All right. Now on the internet, because I'm assuming that most of you guys are not going to get in a time machine and go back to the 1960s so that there's no internet. But for the internet, what you need is you need two things really. You need a way to get traffic to come to your site, and you need that capture page, or what a lot of people call landing pages, squeeze pages. There's many names for it, but you need a page where you can capture people's information. Okay, and once you capture their information, they go on to your email marketing list. So before we go into email marketing, let me tell you about how you can get traffic. So there's obviously many ways you can get traffic to a capture page, right? My favorite is paid traffic, simply because when you pay for traffic, you can get people to come to your site fast, right? You don't have to wait for like 1 and 2 and 5 to come in. You can essentially buy 100 visitors and find out basically how many of those visitors are going to turn in to leads for you. Now, I'm going to touch on something that you're going to have to think about that's more intermediate, but don't worry about doing this from the jump. Just get something set up so that you can get started when you're a beginner. But what you're going to have to think about after you make sure that your system runs smoothly is you're going to have to think about doing small tweaks, what they call A/B split testing. All right, so once you know that your landing page works and you're getting leads, and once you know that your email marketing is working and you're sending these leads through your warm-up system, you should be looking at how you can improve on what you've already done. A/B split testing allows you to do that. Essentially, you take one page, you put it side by side with a similar page or even a very different page, and see which one has the highest percentage of success. All right, and that's as far as I'm going to go with A/B split testing. Later, much later in the future, I'll talk about split testing. But for now, I want to keep it simple because I'm really focused on trying to get beginners moving. So now once you have your landing page and your traffic coming in, right, through various paid traffic ways or free traffic ways, which nothing is free, it still costs a lot of your time and energy. Once you have all of that set up, you want to have them going on your email list, right? Now your email list is where the money happens. In my course Starters Formula, I show you how to set it up to where you can make sales literally just through the process of getting traffic to go to the landing page, but you don't want to bank on that being where all your money comes from. What you want to do is set up an email sequence, or email autoresponder sequence, as some will call it, to basically take the leads that come in through your landing page, and they get an email every so often, maybe like once or twice. Sometimes, depending on the business, you might want to do it every day. Sometimes, like if you're doing maybe something like insurance or car sales or something like that, you want to do it a little bit less than that, simply because they don't want to be hard sold and you're probably going to turn some people off. But then again, everything is up for grabs, so you can do as you see fit and, leave it at that. I would say that personally, I like to email more. I'm more aggressive, and I don't mind getting people off of my email list. So I actually prefer people to leave the email list if they're not going to take action, or if they don't seem like they're going to take action within a fairly short period of time. So that's really the primary goal of email marketing, is to sort people, because there's going to be a lot of people who do not take action and do not buy anything from you, right? And those people will typically not give you their information, right? And that's really what you're trying to do. You're trying to sort and find who will buy. So some people won't even give you their lead. Some people will give you their contact information. Some people that give you their contact information will buy, some of them won't. And what your goal is with email marketing is to sell products into the future, and also build a relationship with the people on your email list, excuse me. So the best way to do that, and I'm just going to give you this tidbit. This is more about how to write your emails. But the best way to build a relationship with your email list is through story, right? You don't necessarily want to just come at them like, hey, you know, they're doing a sale on this thing, or hey, you want to be a person. You want to come off as helpful, because people do business with people they feel like they trust or they like. And so if they don't know you, there's no reason for them to do business with you over doing business with Amazon, because they don't know people at Amazon either. So ultimately, that's the goal, right? You want to be warming people up. You want to be getting them excited about you and about what you got going on through telling your story, being somewhat personal. You know, you don't have to tell everything. You don't have to tell, you know, when you lost your first tooth or anything like that. Just be reasonable, be professional. Depending on the market, you might be able to be a little bit less professional. But ultimately, the goal is to build relationships. And you'll be surprised how important that is. But eventually, when you get bigger, you'll have people that will see you on the streets and say, oh, hey, you're the such and such. You're the person from this channel, or you're the person from the email list. I'm on your email list. I listen to you all the time, bro. I buy everything you get. Can I take a picture with you? How do I know that? I told you a couple videos ago that I gave my sister a social media marketing tactic, right, that got her on a New York Times billboard. Well, when she was in the airport, people were treating her a little bit like a celebrity, you know what I mean? And she wasn't used to it. She wasn't ready for it, but it's something that was cool. And if you don't want to be a celebrity, it's fine, but you do have to still build a personal relationship so that people will be comfortable buying from you. Trust is all you have with your email list. And so that's really it, guys. Just as a summary, lead generation, then email marketing, right? And they're both two parts of the same business. For lead generation, you want to get as much traffic as you can to your capture page so that they can go on your email list. Now, you can make sales from your capture page, like I teach in Starter's Formula, but if you don't make sales from your capture page sequence, that's fine, because your goal is to make money from your email list. As I said before, the money is in the list. And the only way to make money is to build trust so that people will trust you, so that you have goodwill with your audience. And so when you make an offer, they'll be more likely to buy. Hopefully you guys got something out of this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Be sure to leave a question, man, because I want to help you as much as possible. So if you're struggling with anything about starting a business online, leave a comment below and I'll make sure to give you a video and give you a shout out. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.